And sing along if you know the words.
It's no joke when you choke, so get LifeVac and live. Without breath, there'll be death. So get LifeVac and live. Get LifeVac and live. Get LifeVac and live.
LifeVac and live.
Yep, those are.
Whoa, Monday night. No green screen, but that's okay. We're going to forge on. Rick Thatcher, your host, LifeVac Live from Strong Island Studios. We could be on Facebook, we could be on YouTube. Wherever you're seeing us, please like and share, despite how I perform tonight. And if I don't stop sweating, please call the number below and we'll get right on it. Great show tonight. This is the fourth show if we're keeping score at home. Heidi Felix,
hello everybody.
Vice President of Sales, is with us. We've actually doubled our studio audience. We don't have the studio to show the wonderful studio audience, but a good-looking crew. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
Nice.
Thank you for being
Round of
here.
applause. We got Tony LeBate coming up from Equal First Aid. Fantastic organization. But because of time constraints on this young man's bedtime. Oh, and there's the Hall of Saves. You see the Hall of Saves? We've just gotten back, put into right on the set. So over 2,400 lives have been saved with this simple device brought to us by Mr. Arthur Lee. What, 2012? He invented this in a Massapequa garage?
Yeah, and guess where we are right now?
Where are we?
Massapequa.
That's where we are. So it's how everything comes full circle.
Yeah. So, John, you were just telling us 102.
102.
102 saves, or 101 saves before young Aver.
Yep.
So tell us what happened. First off, how'd you hear about LifeVac?
Actually, my sister-in-law, she went to an event here in Massapequa. I guess they had a table, and she said that's a great investment. She got one, gave it to my mother-in-law, who lives with us, because we always have the grandkids over.
Yeah.
And then my wife saw it and was like, that's a pretty good idea to have in the house. So we got our own. So now Grandma has one, we have one, my sister-in-law has one. So we're just spreading love.
Yeah, absolutely. It's part
I think
of
I remember that event. It was
plan.
actually at Marjorie Post Park.
Yep.
Yep, I remember.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Marjorie Post. So how long did you have the LifeVac before it had to be utilized?
To be honest, maybe a year, maybe.
And you knew where it was?
I knew where it was, yeah.
Had you ever taken it out?
No, I had not. My wife and my sister-in-law, they all kind of practice with it, with the practice mask. Me at that time, I had not.
And which works out perfectly because it's so simple. Arthur Lee
Yeah.
designed it to be for a panicking dad in that situation. Yeah. And even the most trained professional, we've talked to firemen, EMS workers, that in the heat of the moment, they go through, their reactions kick in, but they still say it's different when it's your child.
100%.
Yeah.
How many seconds? Oh, he's watching the timer.
Oh, yeah, you can watch
Yeah,
the
so
time.
we're
5.5 years old, this young man. And so what was going on? What was he eating?
So we were just, typical McDonald's chicken finger dinner.
Very popular one.
And just, Mom was getting ready. She had just gotten out of the shower, and I was feeding the boys. He has a brother who's actually 6.5, and he was eating his nuggets, and next thing you know, he came over to me, and I looked at his face, and I just knew immediately something was wrong. And you could tell that he couldn't breathe. So I was just saying before, I alerted the whole house. I let everybody know something's wrong. And my father-in-law, who is a former EMT, he came down. My wife came in, and we were doing back blows, trying to get everything. Nothing was working. And so while I passed him off to my wife, I went to go get the LifeVac. My father-in-law then got a hold of him. He was trying, and then my wife was on the phone with 911, and then probably 30 seconds before EMS was walking in the door, I had just cleared it with the LifeVac.
Wow. So yeah, we stand behind standard protocols. I don't want to, dissuade anyone from back blows, abdominal thrusts, but as our backdrops indicate, what if it fails? And it does fail 30% of the time.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I used to work in a hospital, and I have basic life support training, so I immediately went to the back blows, called my wife in, I handed him off, she's doing it, my father-in-law, he's doing it, we're trying to check the mouth, looking to clear it, it just wouldn't, so.
Yep. So
We went for the
simple,
LifeVac.
right? So simple. Obviously, you use the pediatric mask.
Correct.
Comes with adult mask, pediatric mask, and the suction gets the obstruction out.
Yeah, oh, yeah, we
In
were.
this case, a chicken finger or a chicken nugget.
It was a chicken nugget, yeah.
Chicken nugget,
Yeah, our credo after that was chew, chew, chew.
right?
Because he just
Yeah.
threw it in and just decided.
And we saw this chew 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 demonstrated. I can bring it out. Exhibit A. Donut.
Yeah.
Not big bites.
It's
You
like-
can tell by the bite radius. Very small bites, and so you've learned. Right. Aver, good man. 5.5 years old now, huh? Yep.
This was 3.5 years ago,
No
right?
kidding. Yeah, so
It's just a little
what a
2-year-old.
difference.
Little
102 to now 2,400 lives.
It's incredible.
Back at that point, did you think it was going in this direction?
Go in the direction of getting to that many.
Yeah.
I mean, I would never want it to happen to anybody, but obviously
that.
it's like I said before, it's a happy ending story, and
Absolutely.
and it's because of that. So
Yeah, and now the sharing coming on here, and other folks that have come on sharing body cams, nanny cams. The story, it's sensitive, but it helps spread awareness.
oh, definitely.
People pay attention to it, and they say, "It seems like a good idea."
My wife and I have decided that any baby shower that we go to, forget the diapers, forget the formula, they're getting a LifeVac.
I love that.
So that's what we're gonna do. We haven't been to any baby showers, but when we do, that's what they're getting, And I would just say, when you get it, definitely take it out of the box, familiarize yourself with it, because when you're in that moment, that's when you need to know what you're doing.
Right.
So
And peace of mind. Heidi, you and
Is
I
it-
were
Yeah.
at a PA moms convention where I'm going to say 75% of the PAs that came up to us said, "I've got 4 of them, but let me try it."
Right, they
I'm
never
choking
had
Charlie.
used it.
And we always stress that.
yeah,
We'd much prefer you have to have it in the house, but 25 years from now, put it in the recycle bin, and it's the best.
oh, yeah, it's a
$69,
solid,
$70.
it's a solid investment.
Yeah.
Well, John and I were just talking about graduation that you just had, right, Amber?
Right? Yep.
Just graduated from your school. To make sure that her school was equipped with everything. And so they have them in every single classroom.
Yeah.
Not only on the Plainview campus, but also in Scarsdale.
Yep.
So, and now in the group homes.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so,
So,
no, it's just incredible.
Aver, big fan of LifeVac? Give us a high five. High five for LifeVac. All right.
Can Rick get a high five?
Maybe later.
Okay, maybe later.
He scares it.
Yeah.
He's still shiny. That
He-
man. That man's still
He
shiny.
is so sweet.
I figured to be running on a sugar high right now from that donut.
Absolutely.
Well, we realize way past bedtime, right?
Just a smidge.
Just a
Little
smidge.
bit.
Just a
Just
smidge. But
We're
we're
just
graduated summertime, right?
Absolutely. What are you going to do this summer? What are you going to do for fun? Play with your brother?
Not be on television. Whatever those guys were calling it.
Do you like to go
We'll
swimming?
go in the pool.
The pool.
Right. We're
Gotta
gonna be-
love the
We're
pool.
gonna be going to summer rec. We're gonna make some new friends. Starting kindergarten next year.
Nice.
It's a big deal.
Where's kindergarten going to be?
Right here in Massapequa, Lockhart.
Raymond J.
Great.
Lockhart.
Yep.
Great school.
A lot of good memories.
Absolutely.
East Lake for us, but
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, Bobby, if you have the commercial break, I don't know if you have it queued up, but we can step out and be back with Tony LeBate from Equal First Aid. Thank you so much for coming
We're so
in.
glad that
Hi, I'm Arthur Lee, founder, CEO, and inventor of LifeVac, a simple rescue device that could save a child's life in a choking emergency. All these people were saved with LifeVac. People may not realize that on average, 14 people a day die from choking-related incidents. Every 5 days, one of those is a child. As simple as place, push, pull.
To learn more, please visit lifevac.net.
Hi, I'm Arthur Lee.
That's okay, and we're back. We're going to see Arthur for a second time. It's always worth seeing it again. They were rolling a little bit, but it's okay. Look at this. Tony LeBate, Equal First Aid is here.
Love Tony.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure.
I have.
You brought donuts?
I brought donuts. I brought
Brought
coffee. We
coffee.
know how to party.
Yes.
And I brought some of my little
News.
notes here, but I did bring. Yeah, I brought some great news
Mhm.
since Friday, since we last spoke, and I know that we spoke about legislation and sometimes how I boosted a post to try to get some support, and we talked about how we get some negative impacts. So we got some negative, comments, but we did get a really great comment that one of the group homes now has implemented the device, even though that they were told that they couldn't. So things are moving along with OPWDD, like Heidi was mentioning earlier.
PWDD.
Yeah, Office for People with Developmental Disabilities.
Yeah.
It's a tongue tire, isn't
It
it?
Yeah.
sure is.
These
yeah.
acronyms.
So we went to an event, and the beauty about Equal First Aid is we're able to support other organizations and raise awareness across the United States. So we went to an event with LifeVac Friday night, and we met Senator Matera. Great guy. He is now going to sponsor onto the New York bill. So he was very supportive of it. We're going to have him out at LifeVac Hall of Saves. So he's going to support the bill. Today, Texas is going to be introducing a bill. So that's great. That'll be number 9, I guess. And we have Michigan going. So that'll be 10 states.
7 different...
7. Mhm.
7 different states.
Yeah,
and
so
it's,
we have 'em.
And it's pretty much you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anything that
And
we
our
can do,
team,
and
yeah.
if we roll the name of the website, the organization, please go to equalfirstaid.org, right?
Yeah.
Equalfirstaid.org.
Yes. And I'm also, there's just so much to talk about. There's just so
Yeah.
many great things. So we have 7 states. People in New York, or if your families in another state and you'd like to support us, you can go to my website. You can find the number, or even 631-873-0907. Text me anytime. Help us put legislation in other states. That would be amazing. Anybody that does reach out to me via email or text, you will automatically be entered into a $100 Amazon gift card, which is happening now. So I
we
already
gotta-
have some.
We got to get on top
Yeah,
of that.
so I do have some raffles already, some names already in that they're reaching out to me, so that's great. Again, we're trying to get the awareness. People with disabilities, people in wheelchairs do not have an equal chance to be
Right.
rescued. So this is where the bills come in. Again, I'm just so proud to be able to help other organizations. We have the Silo event coming up in July. I'm not sure if you're going. We have Down syndrome event that we're doing in Connecticut. So all of these events, there's one more I have even written down. I don't know, there's just so many of them.
We just saw you at the Games for the
Games,
Physically
yeah.
Challenged,
Yeah.
which is, it was such a great event, such great people coming around, and Arthur always and Heidi always talks about the community. And it's just so uplifting. That has been in over 20 years.
Yeah.
And I think you've been there for most of it. But back up a moment for those that don't know about Equal First Aid. You touched on it. We always say that the standard protocols don't work for able-bodied folks,
Right.
not the disabled.
Right.
It's even worse with disabled, right?
Yeah, the
And there
disabled-
needs to be legislation
Right.
to ensure equal first
There
aid.
needs to be legislation, because what we're hearing is that schools and disability communities are not allowed to have devices, which I know is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
So legislation had begun in New Jersey, and this is where we picked up on it. So in the short 2.5 years, we're now, like I said, in almost 10 states that would allow devices to be placed in schools and disability communities. The most important thing, and the big lesson that I learned this past December, is receiving an email from the American Heart Association that states there is no protocol to rescue somebody in a wheelchair.
So all those people pointing to, what do they say? What do they say? We say we don't have.
Yeah,
We don't have anything.
it's written in black and white. There is no protocol, because when I began Equal First Aid, I was reaching out. Please send me your protocol in writing. I was reaching out to schools. What is the protocol to rescue somebody in a wheelchair? And there is no protocol. I mean, there's, you can push their wheelchair up against the wall. You can start compressions until paramedics arrive. It could be 14 minutes. It could be later. By then,
have
it's
4
just too
minutes,
late. Right. And within seconds, they can be saved if they have an airway clearance device,
Right.
Made available to them.
Right.
Yeah. So then we also heard that the OPWDD, like we mentioned earlier, other organizations, there's about 500 other organizations that follow what OPWDD says, but they don't prohibit it. and they wouldn't support it, and they won't support it because I'm in the middle of a fine
Everyone's
line.
trying to be so safe. Right?
Well, the problem with equal
Why?
first aid is where I'm in the middle. So it's politics. I'm not going to go Republican. I'm not going to go Democrat. This
Jokers
is
don't care.
Right.
Right.
This is a bill to save lives. I don't
Right.
care what you are. I don't care who the majority, minority. I don't care about any of that. Let's come together. Let's support a bill. And let's pass this legislation that's been sitting. So we have New Jersey on 4 years, New York on the 3rd year. There's just all kinds of excuses that happen. And as we know, LifeVac is giving 1 unit to every school in the United States. So
Were you
budget-
together in Wisconsin when that monumental offer came out of sheer frustration over heart-wrenching testimony that was given by you, by Arthur, by parents
Right.
of that
Heartbreaking.
lost children, and their first question during the questions and answers was, can you help us out with the budget?
Right.
To me, embarrassing if I'm a member of a school board or in a school district,
Yeah.
and I find out that the school wanted to bargain or negotiate on a $70 life-saving piece of equipment. I'd seriously consider
After
out.
the family was there that their child choked in school.
in their
There's
schools.
yeah,
Yes.
in Wisconsin school.
Right.
So that led to LifeVac donating one for every school in Wisconsin or across the United
then the
States.
whole entire
But
country.
then the bill passes, but then it gets stalled because now the excuse was we don't want to mandate. So now we're working to try to take away the mandate. I don't care what you do. Get a bill passed. Let's get everybody
Yeah.
protected.
You're not going to believe who's come in.
Oh,
Not going to believe who's stopped by.
Prince?
Arthur Lee. Arthur, we doubled the audience. We promised we'd do it, and we did it. So,
Include me, it's triple.
yeah.
Well, at least the Equal First Aid brought the coffee, so you got it over there. You got to give me props for that.
Yeah, no, always props. Just such a great job that your organization does.
Thank
And I know
you.
that you've worked closely with Heidi. We've worked together on some on events, and I know that you
Yeah.
worked just Friday night with
Yeah,
Arthur.
so that's where we meet such great people and heartwarming stories, and to meet John tonight is just incredible. To work with families, like I said, Michigan will go in shortly. That's Abby Kemp, who flew here to be at our fundraiser. So and I'm proud to be able to support back other organizations and just ask everybody to reach out to their local representative to say, hey, there's, even if you don't know the number, the airway clearance device bill, please move it. Let's save lives.
Yeah.
And if you Google airway clearance device bill, the number will come up. So
Yeah.
it's very simple.
The school deals with a lot of issues, none, I don't think any more important, and it really must drive you crazy as it does us when you hear of, you say mandates before. They act on, life-altering, the sanitary napkins in the boys' rooms. Let's mandate that,
Right.
but let's sit on the
Yeah, we'll
airway
sit on
clearance
it.
device.
Yeah,
Insane.
push it to the next person, push it to the next senator. So, and as we spoke about too, Equal First Aid is giving equal first aid to everybody, which basically would be abiding by the ADA law. So
Right.
now I'm going to the event in the end of July, which is the celebration of the American Disability Act, 34 years that it's.
Wow.
Yeah, so we need to have schools and disability communities abide by that law.
Yeah,
And-
talk about that, folks being in violation of the ADA by not having
Right.
an option.
Not having, and right, exactly. So they need to have an option. And just getting back really quick, we went to that event, the Physically Challenged, and sadly a mom had come up to me and she said that my child has a choking disability, but he's not allowed to have a device. And that just, I don't even understand that. So, and again, meeting other people, they now are saying that if there's a family out there that their child has a disability, to please include it in their IEP or their 501. I think it's 504.
plan?
I'm thinking
Is that a
501.
life plan?
The life plan.
Yeah.
So include it in there, and they have to abide by it.
Right.
And if they don't, please go to ada.gov and file an ADA complaint.
Yeah. Hopefully we were running it earlier, I think, on the scroll, but give your website again. And can people that are watching, they're in New York or New Jersey,
Yeah.
can we reach out and help for the other states, or do you have to be a member of
You
that
would have
state?
to be a member of that state.
Right.
Yeah, we tried that last year where we sent out a mass blown email. Hundreds and hundreds of letters came in, which was great. But most senators and representatives do want their local constituents to support their bills and move it along. But again, any support is greatly appreciated. It's equalfirstaid.org. You can reach me at tlabate, LABBATE, at equalfirstaid.com. Text me and anytime and be entered to win.
Yeah.
A nice raffle.
There's one
Great
really
prizes.
nice story that came from the Games for the Physically Challenged. There's a guy named Shelby Streeter from Uniondale. He was head of special services, and he actually just deployed the LifeVac throughout the entire school district, all because he had a chance to see us, at the event. He said, I've been looking at this device for the longest time. And he ended up putting it in all the classrooms where they have children with special needs.
Wow. And that was
which I
just a
thought
few
was
weeks
amazing.
ago.
That was just a couple weeks
Wow.
ago.
Wow.
Yeah. And within 2 weeks, he had it in his school district. So Uniondale cares, which I think is amazing. And if it wasn't for Shelby, obviously making sure it happened. So I thought that was great. And then I was telling you about today. We got a call from somebody from OPWDD who was looking at some specific information. Mortality committee has been formed in central office in order to look at all the deaths that have happened from choking. And
So we're
somebody had
moving.
reached out.
Yeah.
Moving up the ladder.
Yeah.
Things are moving, and
Yeah.
the government
Moving
doesn't
along.
always move on our timeline.
Well,
Yeah.
no, that's what we keep hearing. But can I add one thing?
Of
So
course.
Texas, I don't know if I'm repeating myself, so you can just tell me straight up.
Listen, I think you gotta,
Texas,
in this industry, I hear you got to tell them.
You got to tell them.
and
But
tell
there's
'em
so
what-
many
Yeah.
pieces of.
What's going on in Texas?
There's just so many different pieces and bits and pieces. But anyway, Texas, that I said would be introducing a bill. We've been working with him for the past year and a half, 2 years, and it's soon we're going to do it. Yeah, his daughter choked. I believe she was 4 at the time, and was saved. They were able to dislodge it with protocol.
Standard
but
protocol.
yeah,
Sometimes it works.
Yeah, sometimes. So he then reached out, and now it's a must. So we're trying to prevent the tragedies. So thankfully, he learned his lesson, I guess. And
Right. Got a wake-up call.
He did. He had a wake up call. Now he's full force. He's introducing. We're going straight up right in Texas. So their session begins shortly. And honestly, the same thing happened in Colorado. It's a slow go. It's next time, let me see if the bill can move along. Let me reach out. And I got an email. I'll never forget. It was at 11:30 at night. And the senator wrote that she was out with her colleagues in a restaurant, and there was a choking situation of an elderly woman. Her daughter was a PA, was able to dislodge it. But she said, we would not have known what to do. We all panicked. We need this bill to move. So, I mean, we're out there, we're trying, almost 10 states, and we want to just continue to snowball this. And my goal is all 50 states shortly. So I don't know, it's going a little slower than I wanted, but
It's okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's going.
And anything we can do to help.
Yeah,
give
thank
that-
you. Just reach out to your
Absolutely.
representatives. Yeah, and
Who are we
help us
reaching out to locally, by the way, in New York?
So locally, right now we have Senator Adabo, who sponsored the bill. We have Senator Matera, who now said that he will be on the bill. We have Assemblyman Ramos, who holds it in the Assembly. Senator Rhodes is co-sponsoring on the bill. So we do have a bunch of co-sponsors on there.
Any problem children out there that we should be?
Excuse me?
Any problem children that we can talk about, or no? We'd leave that for another show?
Yeah, we could leave it for another.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Talk
Yeah.
all the good ones.
Yeah.
So
Concentrate on the-
again,
on the
just
positive
reach
people.
out to Equal First Aid. I'm happy to answer any questions, and just reach out to your representatives.
Yeah.
Get
We'll
the airway
keep up-
clearance to
Keep
go.
up the good fight. We,
Yeah,
we
get the
love
bills
everything
moving.
that Equal First Aid is doing. There's a lot of synergy.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. Thank you to your studio audience.
They're a great group. And they appreciate the coffee and donuts.
Of course.
Absolutely.
And so we'll be back with Arthur Lee. And thank you, Tony Libby.
Thank you
so
for
much
having
for
me.
coming in.
I really appreciate it.
All right.
Good job, Joy.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes.
I was in the living room when I heard my son Carter, who was 2 at the time. I looked over and I saw him grabbing for his face and his throat. I grabbed the LifeVac. I put the mask on his face and placed push-pull. The LifeVac dislodged the ice cube from his airway and he started crying. The most amazing sound I've ever heard in my entire life. Please protect your family. Get a LifeVac.
Wow. It's so exciting
That was great.
that when we have the commercial, Alicia Malone, who I've only had, I see her live there on the commercial, you have a
I've met
personal
her,
story to
I've
tell.
held
Yeah.
Carter, oh my god, and her little mini-me. Her daughter is absolutely adorable.
you guys
But
back on?
Alicia
Yeah, come on in here.
created these for us, so do you remember that when she gave us those custom
Everyone,
books?
Arthur,
Oh my God, I got
I
a
know,
Harley.
right?
Arthur, LifeVac World, got the capital.
Bravo.
This is the thing. This is the thing on that whole EFA side.
Yeah.
It's like anything. We cannot rely on the government. We can't rely on anyone. The people, right? We fight. We swing every day. I was just at a veterans event, right? It was a golf outing, which was kind of fun, but there were two things that happened. One, if you have a child that's or elder care or a veteran, and they won't put in LifeVac, you got to file an ADA complaint. Right? Because we're not. It's taken forever. Typical government takes forever.
Wake up.
So as we've done for 11 years, it's always been people, right? Just us people
Leaders.
that give it everything we got every day. So forget it. We'll keep going. Tony's the bulldog. She'll keep going. But people with actual responsibility. Your child has disability and they're in school. File an ADA if they won't take care of it.
Right.
It's against the law to have no policy and procedure. It drives me absolutely insane. Look at the poster. The
poster's
person
long.
nice and standing there. That's lovely. The American Heart, the American Red Cross have nothing. And ever since I've been haunted for like 10 years now, guy at McDonald's, cerebral palsy, chokes, and people walk around them. They didn't know what to do. There was no policy or procedure, no airway clearance device, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And we talk about all this BS, right? And,
nonsense that
what
they
do
move
we
on.
got? I don't even want to say this stuff that drives me crazy, but this is life and death. And we're supposed to be responsible for these people. We're supposed to all stick together to help these people. They're totally capable, but it's just ridiculous. So enough pussyfooting around.
Right.
File an ADA complaint, take it to the Washington, and sue the hell out of them if you have to. This is ridiculous. And like today, I was at this event, and it's awesome people that are doing it.
Right.
Outside the government.
Right.
They raise the money. They give it to the people. They provide service dogs to help these people with their PTSD. Not the government.
Right.
The government. Forget them. Let's do it ourselves, like we've done the whole time.
We can get a slow-mo on that movement. And an interpretation, we have for the hearing impaired,
That's
we
still
do have
valid,
someone.
right?
Yeah, absolutely
So
it is.
on a good note,
No.
we are making
No
something
good notes.
I always look at the bright side of things. Always, right?
Cowbell.
Well, you were just talking about veterans, and I ended up bringing this coin today. What are the chances, right? Because
More of a
Matthew
badge.
Schmidt, who we met, who was in charge of the Nassau County veterans, and he was, he served our country. He served as a police officer here in Nassau County. But he had given me one of his challenge coins, which has, just all the service, for all the veterans. But speaking of veterans, so down in Orlando, there was a death down there, and it was one of their beloved veterans in the community living center was choking on pizza, of all things, while he was having lunch with his sister, and all the nurses were devastated. It took 2 women to remove him from the chair because he was kind of a big guy.
Right.
So somebody who's actually survived a war ends up dying inside a medical center, and it was horrible. But Annie Ball set to work on making sure that she brought in the device, and now we have 2 more lives saved inside the medical center, all because they have LifeVac now. And the first save was a lifesaver of all things, and it was one of their beloved veterans.
The one without?
No, the lifesaver is
without
actually
the
what she
hole?
choked on, and the LifeVac saved the life.
Saved the
But the
lifesaver.
second
So a
thing was
lifesaver saved the life of
the lifesaver
Lifesaver caused it.
extracted the
and-
lifesaver
yeah.
that could have choked her. And then
That's
just
a little
just
tough.
a month ago, We actually at
Wow.
the same medical center, we had another veteran who was choking on a hard candy. So those hard candies are probably not the best thing to be giving
But
somebody in a wheelchair.
we're coming up on 3,000 lives saved, almost 2,000 kids. There's hundreds of, we couldn't do it,
Oh.
right? Whether they were in the bed, they were in a chair, they had different kind of disabilities. It's just like, we have to do it ourselves. It's from day one we had to do it ourselves. We'll just keep doing it ourselves, but there has to be a line in the sand. Like, I mean, I would go nuts. I'd freak out. I tried to file an ADA against Massapequa, but my child doesn't have a disability. It told me I'm not allowed.
Right.
I'm like, it's still an ADA violation.
Yeah.
No, I can't do it. And then I talked to an ADA attorney. They said, oh, you'd have a great case if someone dies. I'm like, so we got to wait for someone to die to file an ADA violation?
Yeah, we have to find out what happened because there was a 13-year-old boy in New Jersey, and the bus company was getting sued because he choked to death and he had no plan. They had no.
All right,
course.
what's positive?
Yeah, what's positive? You just got back from Ackworth, so
I did?
You did. That was last week.
How was it?
There was about 3 or 4 trips. I think you had a good time.
I did.
You
Well,
were
here's
visiting
the
that
thing.
police
Here's the
rescue.
thing that is absolutely freaking cool.
Yeah.
I went out to California, and I saw
El Monte.
I saw an officer, a gentleman, get an award from the kid he saved.
Right.
So the kid puts the award on the officer's neck, right? And there's not dry eye in the house, and I wish you could have been there because you kind of made that happen with a teamwork of amazing people.
Nadine.
And then,
aren't
they sausages?
Yes.
That's
No,
joking.
it's
guys. Hungry?
So we Jimmy Dean sausage thing, but so I'm out there, California, come home, go to Maryland for the Safety Council, which was cool. Then I go to where'd I go?
Ackworth, Georgia.
Georgia.
Because we have a tape to roll.
But we do,
Yeah.
and then the female officer gets an award for saving a 90-year-old. 2 coasts, man, woman, child, elder.
Right.
Like, oh,
yeah.
Like, he's screaming at us
happening.
we could do this. And think of the coolest thing is both departments. I got to go in, and not the way I might have gone
you'd have
into a
thought.
police officer in the past.
There's no cuffs. There's
So,
no
yeah,
fingerprinting.
I was this-
There's
I
no
was this
mugshot.
way,
There was
this way, but-
none of that. It's just good
was-
stuff.
Yeah, and what a team. And what great people. And it made me realize that, and you were there in Austin when he said the bullets doesn't bother him. It's these things, the kids,
Dalton
the families, the tragedies that they have to face. Their strength is not only courage to get shot at, it's to handle the emotional damage that they see in domestic abuse and child and kids and the accidents, and they didn't have to have that.
Right.
That's why they were both so emotional.
Yep.
Because they were like, yeah, that is our biggest problem. I never thought that. I thought it was the bullets. They don't seem to mind
They're
that.
used to that. They use that. Bobby, if we can run the Ackworth PD
Why is
story.
it just me and you? This
Because I'm not
thanks.
camera
Like
friendly.
all of us.
So we
I
got
don't
a clip?
bathe. Yeah, Bobby, if we
Don't
could run the
eat
back
like a
Ackworth
normal
PD.
person.
Yeah. I'm not camera friendly. I'm not fit. I'm kind of shiny.
Tonight in Ackworth, police officer is being hailed as a hero after she saved someone from choking. And the rescue is leading to a big change for the department. The police department says Officer Tamara Severtson responded to the call at an assisted living facility on Tuesday. A 90-year-old woman who lived there was turning blue and not responding. That's when the officer jumped right into action using LifeVac, a rescue suction device, to save the woman. Officer Severtson says that she was just doing her job.
Very humbling to hear, and I know the quintessential was just my job. It is just my job, but at the end of the day, she is somebody's grandmother, the same way I had my grandmother, and to be able to be there and help her out means the world to me.
So after this happened, the Ackworth Police Department started the process of purchasing LifeVacs for each and every officer.
Very cool.
We had them already in. That's
They did it.
fantastic.
That was great.
They did it.
So you met her?
Yeah.
Last week?
And I met her mom,
Oh.
and I met her husband, and their little baby, and their child. And, they were so proud of her.
Mm-hmm.
The whole department, they're just cool.
Yeah.
Really great people, so nice, and very grateful of what she did. You know, that's why she gets an
It was her own
award.
personal life hack, wasn't
Yeah.
it? She used her own
Yeah.
personal
We
life.
talk
And
about
then
that.
they put it in because they have brains.
They
and
have
hearts.
brains and they react, much like Austin, and different from El Monte, which we talked about last week, where that was already implemented due to
3
your
weeks.
hard work. And
Yeah, 3 weeks before we
In
had
3
changed
weeks.
it. 3 weeks.
Crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Crazy.
That
If we
kid
could
was
show,
gone, man.
I think we have the Ontario, Ohio. So I've said police body cams and the ring cams are really helping.
What's
spread the word.
Ohio? We have one in Ohio.
Ontario, Ohio. It's the
You
plastic
do that
belts.
one too?
We didn't.
Do we have that, Bob? Do we have that, Bobby?
Is it?
Yeah. Let's run. Let's run it.
Where's it at? There we go. Okay, okay.
Okay.
Hang on, buddy. Hang on. Hang on. I think it's lodged in there. Here. See it? Here. Put him down. Put him down. Get this over his mouth, okay?
Okay.
Ready, buddy? Ready?
Yes.
I got it. Hold that on his face, okay?
Yes.
Hold that tight. Did I get it out?
No.
Okay,
it's
come on, bud.
stuck.
Come on, bud.
It's stuck.
Come on, bud. Hey, hold his hands down. Hold his hands down. Okay, ready? Yeah, come out. Come on, buddy. Ready?
Open up. That's not working.
Don't stick your fingers in there, okay?
You gotta pull it.
You see it? Yeah. It's really hard. Yeah, he's biting. Yeah. There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Look at that, buddy.
Thank you so much.
Look at that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh my God.
You okay, bud?
You see the
that one
size of
always
that
gets.
thing?
I know.
That's
Just the idea.
There's no way that was coming out any other way.
And
But I
apparently
just
up and down.
realized, I didn't go there, but California, Atlanta, Ohio,
Yep.
dots are connecting.
Yep. And
We
I think
do
it's
it.
the sharing of these, the news viral, you going when you can, almost immediately. You know, Monty on
Yeah.
the spot, Ackworth going, and just to help in the celebration and spread awareness.
You know, part of what happened today, playing golf with my three best friends, well, three of my best friends from
Can't believe I
30
wasn't there.
years. I know, and Lenny too.
Same.
Yeah. Tony,
Lenny
you
don't play
golf.
golf,
Tony,
or
you-
appear on camera, but hey, the point is,
Yes. Sorry, I digress.
the gratitude that that kid's still here. He'll be playing 20, 30-year friendships, and I think of how much I care about these people in my life, that if they were gone would hurt.
Yeah.
And that kid's there.
And Ava was here earlier
I
today.
know, I
102.
heard.
Yeah,
That's
John
the kid
wanted
that
to-
was saved the day my dad left.
I know. I was
Wow.
just saying
That's
that.
the day
I
my
told
dad
him.
passed
Yeah.
away.
Oh.
And it was right down the road. I think Dad said, I'll go, he stays.
Yeah.
That's my opinion, because how could it, they were 2 miles apart.
Yeah.
And I think my dad said, I'm good. I'll go.
He's
Let him
he had a
stay.
good life.
Because they needed
Up on the
someone
moon.
from Massapequa. So Dad went.
Yeah.
But to think he's still here, that's a cool God wink
Yes.
anyway. It was
Yes.
his time, he had to go. But that child was saved that day is another moment of the big guy saying, you know, you're good, you got this. And he was kind of giving us a goodbye gift to my dad. We say that was our 200th life.
102.
102.
102.
John remembered 102.
He's very proud of that, Avery.
Yeah, I was trying to
102.
explain to, because I said,
Oh,
you're right
really?
on that wall over here, like on that
Oh,
second
really?
row. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. We went and saw him. We had masks on because of the ridiculous
Pandemic.
stupidity of COVID.
Did we? Yeah, we had some pictures, and in my attempt to get them over, we're working. We're work in progress, and we're trying to get these pictures. Great heart-rich pictures of Arthur with the family and the baby.
Well, that
Jackie's
was the
in this
first
one.
time Jackie got to meet.
Oh, there we go.
There
Yeah,
he is.
Jackie got to meet one of the kids.
During COVID, obviously. Look at that young man.
But they were cool because they were like, "Yeah, you can come."
Well,
the whole world was there.
Yes.
and John just told the story. Guess what?
wiping down boxes.
He just graduated from ACDS. Remember when we did the donations for
Oh.
ACDS?
He's got a bear. He's
No,
got
I
a
don't
bear.
know.
We have a bear. Could have had another one tonight.
ACDS over in Plainview.
Look at
They're,
that. Look, he's able to get goofy with his
I
brother.
I know, but that's now we're starting to see him like growing up.
Yep. Look at that.
Like amazing.
He is
Without
so
LifeVac,
adorable.
it'd be a much different story over there.
Yeah, but that's why we got to do everything we can to keep going.
And there's Tony.
There's Tony.
Hey!
Tony.
Oh, those people are
That
great.
was at the 300 save.
300
Yeah.
lives
I
saved
believe
party.
so. No, not party, just a meeting.
Oh, there's the meeting.
But about 300 only.
Back when the pictures could be larger and we didn't have to
Yeah.
put them.
Well, we
Well,
only
that
had a
was
little
in,
room
that
at
was
that
in
point.
the old Hall saves.
Yeah. That was our boardroom with the pictures on the walls.
Yeah. I think my thought was including all these police videos to like the common thread of like some had them, like El Monte had them already.
Yeah.
Others are now reacting and putting them in. And Bobby, correct me if I'm wrong, I have one other police video that we loaded up for tonight. And I just wanted to show the comparison. I believe it's the Austin.
Yep.
Thank you so
our
much.
buddy.
Yes, Dalton Schroeder. Very humble hero. Can we run that?
Hey. Jason, lay him on this. Hey, he's choking on candy, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
He has asthma. He has asthma. Here, I pass my name to you.
Hey, take a breath. Listen to me. Did you get the candy out of his
No.
All right.
No.
We're gonna get sections. Okay, he's talking now. Hey, get some water.
Nada. Nada, estaba viendo película. Ya. Está bien. Ya. I call you back. You okay, baby? Yeah, he's okay, baby.
That's a scary one, right?
They're all
Because-
scared, but thank God we know the outcome, right? I couldn't watch that if I didn't know the outcome. Like, that would be horrible. Like, just making it through to see in the end.
Yeah.
But that one's best too because he gives a high five
Yeah.
and then he hugs Dalton.
Yeah.
The police.
It was
And,
good.
and Dalton's that big bear, you know, and tough guy.
Yeah.
And he gets a hug, and that's like the best part of his freaking career. Just, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than
And
that.
great that he had his own personal unit, and we met him down in Dallas, and he was able to talk about his mindset of like I was doing nights and now I'm doing days. Maybe I should put the LifeVac in the back of the patrol car. And again, they share the story. They're able to not hide and they share it, and also share the fact that it was his. And now the rest of the police officers like, might be a good idea.
Yeah.
There's too many instances, not too many, but enough where they hide from it. They don't want to publicize. They don't want anyone to know about it, and they just want to keep it quiet. And that doesn't help anybody, right?
Well, part
So
of the
awareness.
courage. Remember when he's this guy, doesn't mind getting shot at, didn't want to go on stage and talk about it, but did it.
Right.
See, courage is not, it's running into a burning building, but it's facing something that's scary on purpose, right? So he put himself out there,
right?
And he was willing to do something very uncomfortable, right? And share these stories. And the parents are heroes too. Going back to the Kohlers, no one wants to share that story,
right?
And they all have to take a moment. Kohlers was faith in God, and right, and then even those other parents, they didn't necessarily. The mother in California did not want to do this, but she felt she had to because it was the right thing to do.
She felt
like it was
the
a way to
origin of
save lives.
LifeVac. When you protected Jackie,
the devil and the angel.
What do I do now? Do I keep this to myself?
Well, the shooting star kind of
Yes.
was your message, right?
But that was the sign to me, saying, it's not that you want to, it's going to be virtually impossible. Everyone's going to tell you jerk. Everyone's going to tell you you're going to get sued, blah, blah, blah.
It wasn't Lenny.
But you had to.
No,
Lenny actually said, hey, that's a good idea.
There you
Him and
go.
Singer.
Nice.
Two people that were like, yeah,
In your
you
corner.
should do that.
Sure, why not?
You could even stay in my ice cream closet.
The origins go back that far.
Oh, I wish we could go to the ice cream closet. Did you ever see the ice cream
I didn't
closet?
see the ice cream closet.
It was me and a broom, and I think there was a bucket.
I'm proposing the
And then he
first
gave me a
remote
You kept telling me about
for
Springfield
LifeVac
Gardens. I
Live
remember
into
that.
that closet. If it's okay with the Warners, we will go. We'll have a remote.
They don't
because
have it anymore.
Well, maybe we can recreate it out at Silver Cup
Yeah,
Studios.
it'd be easy.
Yes.
Get a phone
There you
booth.
go.
Yes. But
a
instrumental
phone
in, because I have these images in my mind of the conceiving and tinker on this first in your garage, and then in closets throughout Massapequa, right? The Warners.
Yeah.
And then
Thank God at
and then
Lenny's. It was really
the
cool
singers were
because
on
they had this
talking
big
about.
ice cream cooler. So in the summer, I would go and stand in the cooler.
Was there still product?
Oh, yeah.
So if you got hungry, you'd be.
Oh, Lady always gave me free ice
Of course.
cream.
Yeah,
It was
me
awesome.
not so much.
I had
He's
the
charging full
good
price.
luck. I had the good luck of knowing the Ice Cream Man and Mickey Mouse at Disney. One of my friends' wife was Mickey Mouse.
Get out of here.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh,
so
that's
Did
awesome.
I
she
was
talk
a
to
god.
you in costume? Did she talk to you?
They can't talk to you.
I know, but even though you knew him, like,
Yeah, but they were not
They-
allowed to acknowledge it.
Right.
But suddenly all the characters were at my table at the Disney Fest or whatever
yes,
it was.
yes. Our friend Brian Kilmeade, by the way, this is not sequitur, but got in trouble for handling poo.
Who doesn't?
At a breakfast event? Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Not as in
No, the handle, the
Why
character.
was
not the
poo
dirty
at
stuff,
the
but the
bar?
character.
Yeah.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
Why is there poo
All right.
at
You were
a
there.
breakfast event?
You were there.
Just the way that
Why
you
was
said it,
what
I
was
was
he
like,
doing to poo?
Well, he was just trying, like you were trying to protect Jackie. He was trying to get Pooh to stick around because the kids were coming back, and Pooh was on his merry way. He was jolly. And
How was he going?
like this,
Oh, all right.
like this, just
Excellent,
like that,
excellent, yeah.
slow motion.
Very good.
And Brian reached out, handled Pooh, and then the rest was.
So
he
handling poo is
came
against
back
Disney
and said,
he got his
regulations.
hand caught in the honey pot there.
a gentleman who could speak in a very official Disney costume came back and said, I was made aware that someone at this table, and they identified Brian, handled Pooh.
He's a poo handler.
Handled Pooh.
He's a poo handler.
I always suspected he was a poo handler.
I know
Now we're
Disney
gonna,
princess,
yeah, he's
but
gonna,
you know.
now he'll be on the show. Now he'll want to come
Yeah?
on and straighten
The
straighten
big poo
things out.
incident?
Yes.
All right. Well, whatever it takes to get Brian here.
Yeah.
We've had some saves locally, though. You know, Nassau County PD, they've had 3 saves.
Yeah.
One of them was actually at a local disability center where somebody had attempted, the Heimlich and abdominal thrust and back blows didn't work. And thank God the police, officer right out of the academy.
What if
He
the
ended up
Heimlich fails?
saving. I know.
Well,
What
I
do
think
you
we
do?
had 6 saves today already.
Wow. It's
Crazy.
amazing.
Today.
Really insane.
I
It
think
is.
the last one was like 10-month-old. Just
Great
came
stuff.
on.
We have to get on these texts, and if we could bring up, Bobby, the nice graphic that Donnie Isley sent and prepared. Wait till you see this. Just a tally for. Look at this. 1,518 children saved, and over 2,400.
6 today. The last one
6
was
today.
an 8-month-old in Chicago.
Amazing.
6 today. 2,411. We can't keep up
Right.
because we're
But that was a
saving them
couple hours
as
ago.
we put up the graphic.
Exactly.
So in addition to social
need, like,
media
one of those
assistance,
boards.
we need a tally board, much like the telethon. Like we can go to the update constantly.
Right, like the little
ticker.
thermometer when when you're hitting a certain number.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
Heidi, again, I always think about the stories that you tell about in the room with I don't know 60.
Well,
50.
it was 62, and it was literally 4 years ago. And it was funny because it was last Monday was my actual anniversary. My first day, Arthur goes, "You should post a video." So I posted a video in my LifeVac dress, in front of our wall of saves at the time.
I had to do the Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
We got some good dancing.
We do, but it was funny because I remember Donna had to film me, and I was like, "I'm going to do a couple takes," and she goes, "You nailed it on the first one." I go, "Really?" I'm like, and I look back on it now, and
Obviously, we're not big on the quality.
No, it's just like
Passion
I got
before
through it
process,
without.
right? Passion before process. God damn right.
But I remember
More
being so
cowbells.
excited and just thinking to myself, like, all these people are here today because of LifeVac. And then
Well, you
one by one,
always said what I feel too, right? That it's sitting there and seeing it and going into the Hall of Saves now is like recharging. It's like plugging into nuclear power.
It is.
So
People can
either
see it
when
back here.
When I'm really down, or
It's right outside my office.
or just like frustrated, like most of the time, that just changes everything. Because sometimes I'll walk around and just read random ones.
Me too.
Right.
There's a couple of them that I haven't read where
Yeah.
I thought that I had kind of heard all of them. But when I had heard about the Almonte save, when Ginny had called me, she was calling me from Italy, and I walked in there, and I said to her, "I'm standing in the Hall of Saves right now," and she goes, "I just want to cry," and I said, "Well, it's okay, I'm crying for you,"
Yeah.
because I
Well,
mean,
that time
it's so surreal. It just
the woman came out and was standing in the Hall of Saves and said, "You saved my life," to me.
I remember the woman from News 12, right?
Yeah, and I was like,
She was so
"Ugh."
sweet.
She was supposed to be here tonight.
Yeah.
But
No
she'll be
way.
here. She was supposed to be here tonight. Couldn't make it, but I mean, there's going to be some
Connie, right?
incredible local guests just in Long Island.
Yeah.
And when we can bring people in via the
Well,
magic
the
of the
audience
internet,
is
we'll do
growing.
that.
We're gonna need a bigger studio.
I know, we
You
definitely need
predicted
a
that we
bigger
would
studio.
double.
Damn it! If
And we
Lenny
did.
didn't get rid of his ice cream parlor, we could have been in there.
See? I still say we can take this on the road. So we could take this show on the road.
We got to get it so we have a giant audience. We go nuts.
Massive.
I know
Nancy
It's
Viola.
growing like crazy.
I love it.
And
I
Nancy
love
Viola's here. She used to hang out in my garage in the attic.
course, who didn't?
It's fantastic.
The clubhouse.
I know, who didn't?
Yeah. No, today I heard a story from one of our heroes, EMS. He's one of our trainers. His name is Jeff True. He's out in Nebraska. And he told me this story because he's a paramedic. And he said he went to go resuscitate a 500-pound woman.
Ouch.
Who they took two big guys. He's a big guy. Two big people to be able to just get her out of her room, obviously.
Choking resuscitation or CPR?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but there's no way. I mean, obviously, when it comes to you can't
Right.
possibly Heimlich.
Right.
So thank
Yeah,
God
they need four-
paramedics
chair.
have forceps and everything else. But if it wasn't for that, sometimes you think that person wouldn't
We
be
should
alive
do
today.
We should do a Mr. Science show.
Mr.
And I'll
Science.
explain exactly what the heck's going on.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Next
the
week.
forces, the
forceps,
studies.
Let's do it. Let's do it next week.
We need like a Mr. Wizard guy. Do we know a Mr. Wizard?
We can get a
guy?
hat. I can get a wizard hat.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
well,
would
he's
be
got
cool.
the propeller hat.
Bill
which is
I'll
a
wear
good
the
one.
propeller.
Mr. Science?
Yeah.
Mr. Science?
You need like glasses.
If
like
Mr.
black
Hahn, if Mr. Hahn is still around, Ray Hahn from Massapequa High School, everyone loved Mr. Hahn.
Mr. Hahn?
If you're out there, and God forbid if you're listening, or if you know Mr. Hahn, please get in touch
who
with
was
him.
that guy? I had a
We'll get a
physics
science
guy.
teacher here
Mr.
with you.
Kohler, I think I had. Physics. Remember Lenny when I blew up the physics lab? Yeah.
Oh my God.
Lenny's nodding affirmatively.
Yeah.
Yes.
I stuck a paperclip into the electrical outlet.
Of course you did.
Oh my
Of course you did.
goodness.
Maybe
I was
Miss Knox.
testing things. I was always experimenting.
Yes. That's why when you heard the story, when your daughter was 7, of a
I can
7-year-old,
figure this out.
most people go like, "Oh, that stinks." That's awful. But you
No.
went to work.
Yeah, I had to figure it
and
out.
Steve, your friend who told you the story, was a little shocked the
Yeah.
next day or two.
Yeah.
But then he wasn't so shocked because he's
He
known you
knows.
for a long time.
Yeah, we were just broken down on the side of the road like we were 40 years ago.
Tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the super cool car that we rebuilt for him.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It did not
More
feel
about
like
that
we've
later.
come very far.
Well,
The same junk car on the
History.
same side of the road.
no kidding.
Oh my God.
Yeah, just 40
It
years
just now
apart.
looks pretty. Because
50
you had
years
it
apart.
fixed up.
Yeah, it looked great
Yeah.
as it sat
Well,
there with the
just
hood
doesn't-
open like it did in 1987.
In our closing moments, I don't know where you're watching us because apparently we had problems with Facebook. It could be YouTube. It could be Roku. I don't even know what Roku is, to be honest. But wherever it is, like
In a
and
bowl.
share. Tell all your friends. And if you call in or email us,
Yeah, we gotta get
I gotta
back
promise
on.
prizes, T-shirts.
Yeah.
We will take care of you. And if you commented tonight and
In-house
I wasn't aware,
studio audience.
it's not out of rudeness. We just don't have the
We
capability.
need 8. We need 8.
Don't forget to visit
Yes.
Equal First Aid. Learn
Yes.
more about
Equal
Tony
First Aid,
LeBate,
Tony
the
LeBate.
most amazing
Props.
person. She's doing a great job.
Everyone deserves
Thank
a
you
chance,
so much.
right?
And John and Ever. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Just so great.
Thank you, Bo.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're happy to be here.
And we'll see you next week on LifeVac Live. Save a life. Go to lifevac.net. Get one of these for your family.